Hey guys, this is Model Railroading Tip of the Month number 1. Basically what this series is going to be, it's going to be covering, well, you guessed it, model railroad tips, how-to projects. I'm going to do this once a month. I'm going to release these. That doesn't mean I won't release more within a month if I have any other ideas, but this will just be to help you out, if you're building a layout or just want to detail stuff. I'll show you how to enhance realism, train operation, stuff like that. So, alright. My first one's going to be about detailing cheap plastic structures. I'm going to go for signaling. This was a cheap signal I got from, I can't remember where I got this from. Everything was silver on it. The companies paint everything one color, mold it all in one plastic color to make it cheaper. I painted the heads black using just black model paint. Very carefully. I recommend using a toothpick for fine areas. Just dip paint a little bit of paint on the toothpick and slowly work your way around on it. The front of the heads, and you can tell the back is all silver, just how it all came originally. These are just giant incandescent bulbs. I would get this to operate. I'd probably replace them with smaller LEDs that aren't as bright and are a more realistic color. But today what I'm going to show you how to do is paint. This is a Bachmann this is a Bachmann signal bridge. This is a kit I built. A very cheap kit. Many people have it on their layout, I know. It just looks kind of, it blends in too much. It looks cheap and kind of fake in my opinion, but it's neat. I like the cross braces, and it's just really a neat model that has a lot of potential. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the signal heads. You don't want to get those painted accidentally. These don't really follow any prototype, these signals. I might end up replacing these if I can get my hands on some more prototypical signal heads. Anyways, that's not the point here. I'm going to just remove those. I'm going to be painting this with Tester's model paint, brush painting it silver, shake it up and get it painted. I'm using poster board, so it doesn't matter if I drip some on it. It's pretty cheap. So, alright, I'll get this painted. Stay tuned, I'll get it painted for you. Alright, I've got the paint open. I'm going to now get the brush and start painting. This whole thing is going to be painted silver. A lot of the railroad signals have silver on them. Don't get me wrong, there are signals painted black, but the majority of them are silver, so it doesn't really matter where you start. And I'll show you when I'm halfway done with it. I'll compare sides, so you don't have to watch me paint, because that sounds pretty boring, honestly. I'll get this done, and it'll start looking a lot nicer. And I'll show you when I'm halfway done with it. Alright, I've got half the model painted. Here's what it looks like. Told you I'd do half. This half the silver I painted, obviously. Got as much as I could. Take your time when you do a project like this. Get in all the crevices. You can also spray paint too. I just use brush paint. In my opinion, this looks a lot more realistic, the silver half, than this unpainted plastic. Yeah, there's molded rivets in it, which turned out pretty nice. They stand out a lot more when you paint them. And that's one thing I was really happy about, how it turned out with that. So it shows just painting, any cheap model can really make it stand out more. So I'm going to finish the rest of this model and then I'll show you all how it looks when it's done. Another nice thing about this silver paint is it will make the signal heads, which are black, these will stand out a lot more when put against them. Whereas when it was black, they blended right into it. So, alright, I'll get this whole thing painted and show you how it looks. Alright, well the signal bridge is fully painted now. It's drying. I'll show you that as soon as it's done drying. I get signal heads installed. What I'm doing is I'm going farther and detailing the signal heads. As you can see, I painted the mast. And I'm going to paint everything except the signal heads, which are going to be left black. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a toothpick. I'm going to dip the end not far in there at all. And then you're gently holding up tweezers, so make it easier. I'm just gently going to go like this, light coats, be very careful. That's the nice thing about a toothpick is you get a fine point on it and you can really control better than you could with a brush. So I'll show you that when that's all done. I know this camera's kind of hard to see up detail, but it's going to look a lot better. Here is the completed signal bridge with the heads installed. Heads are fully painted now. Bridge is all silver, just like most railroad prototypes are. I think it looks pretty good, and I'll show you guys a comparison of the old one and the new one. Run some trains under it. It stands out a lot more, in my opinion, painted silver. So, alright.